Hey everyone, and thanks for joining me for another crypto update. Today we're going to be talking about a few things. The Bitcoin weekly and monthly close and why that's bullish, the Stak ecosystem and its IDOs Depo and Transient, and NFTs. So if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, give the video a thumbs up, and on Twitter, like, comment, retweet, and give me a follow. So let's go ahead and jump in. So we're going to kick off with the Bitcoin weekly close. And how we're slowly in the process of turning this area of resistance into support. So let's draw a box around here. This area of meaty resistance into support. So we've had we've bounced off the bull market support band and moved upwards convincingly, putting in new all-time highs, breaking through the three peaks of resistance that were over here that we spoke about previously on Twitter. And at the minute, we're currently in the process of turning it into support. So we've had some wicks below the highest weekly close over here, which is, it's sat in and around 60k. So it's basically 60k. So we've had a surge above and three weekly closes, three weekly wicks below. But as we say, we don't get out of bed for wicks. We've had the closes have been above 60k. And we're looking here to do the same. So why is that important? So as I said, that was previous resistance for months. There was no closes above it, just wicks. There's no closes above 60k, just wicks. And likewise over here, when it's support, we don't get out of bed for wicks above either. So this is basic stuff. This is just support and resistance. It's fundamental technical analysis, but it's super important and super effective all the same. So that's why we're looking at it. So we've had a few weekly closes above 60k. Is 60k now support? Stay tuned to find out. We'll monitor it over the coming weeks. So that's the weekly, and it's not often that you get a weekly and monthly close at the same time. So it's quite an important level. So we're going to look at the monthly here. So again, the most recent monthly, or the monthly close was over here at, you're talking 58k, and yeah, so 58.7k, depends on what exchange you look at. So we've had a surge above it and a close above it, and now so this is the close that we're talking about here. So that's super important, because it's bullish because we put in a close above previous monthly resistance. So same on the weekly. This was an area of resistance where 3 months in a row we could only put in wicks above. Now we've convincingly, so we were above it, we wicked above it, but we don't get out of bed for wicks. We've convincingly burst through and closed above. So that's quite important, because it's in the same month that we put in an all-time high. So we've had a monthly candle with a monthly close above previous resistance, and the all-time high occurred in that same month. So let's go, there's been comparisons made of this cycle to the 2013 cycle, and while they're not the exact same, they're very similar in the fact that they're certified double peak cycles now. So obviously we had a run up and a peak, a pullback to the bull market support, and now, having put in all-time highs, etc., we can now confirm that it's a double peak cycle. So again, over here, I've just put in this rough line of resistance where we had a run up, the monthly found resistance, hung out for a little while, pulled back, found support on the 8-week, broke through, which is important to note, and not on the wick, on the candle close, broke through and went on to put in new all-time highs. So again, we have something similar over here. I'll just draw it in white because it's quite visually easy to see. So we've had a run up, we've ran into resistance, we hung out for a month or two trying to break through, pulled back. This time we didn't find support on well, I know this is let's go to the weekly. On the 8-week, we fell down and below the bull market support, picked ourselves up by our bootstraps, got above the bull market support, and have made a convincing run. And now we're in the process of turning previous support into resistance. So another interesting thing we can look at is, let's see our performance in October. So September is usually bearish in crypto, and that was well known and well talked about on crypto Twitter and such. And here, so we can look at, we had a 40% move in October. So let's go look at last year, and where we put in a 28% move. So last October we put in 28%. We put it, this was, we put in a higher percentage return this month. So let's look at November. November we put in last year 42%. So are we going to see Bitcoin outperform last November? Well, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. So the last thing then that we're going to look at is the bull market support band and where we're currently sitting. So we have our 8-week SMA coming in at 55,000. The 21-week EMA coming in at 50,180, what's a few dollars amongst times, and the 20-week SMA coming in at 47,000. So long as we remain above these, we're bullish. You know, we're above previous resistance here, turning it into support. Even at a worst case scenario that we turn over and come down and test the 8-week, you know, that's our bull market support, our first line of defense before we get to the support band. So we've got plenty of room to breathe. Time is on our side, and you know, it's just a case of watching how it develops over the next couple of months. But the reason why I'm talking about Bitcoin, which I don't usually do, is because obviously being in, you know, altcoins and smaller cap coins, Bitcoin is the king. So we want Bitcoin to do well, so altcoins can then rally. So the further Bitcoin rallies, the further we can rally, which is great. So that's a quick update on Bitcoin. Let's move across into Stak. And I'm just checking back in on what I said in a previous video with the 4 3-day red candles, that we didn't close below. We didn't have a candle close below our previous support. So as of right now, sure, the 3-day candle is red. Let's see how it develops. But again, even if we came down and wicked below this, provided we close above this support, in my opinion, you know, we'll remain bullish. So with all the things coming in Q4, such as the central exchange and the gallery V1 on ETH, I mean, it's still super bullish. So yeah, the price is down at the moment, but we've held support, and we'll continue to monitor as we go. Depo with their amazing D app release. I actually used Depo, the app, to buy Depo, so it works. It's fantastic, smooth, sexy, man. It's and it's only the first few days. There is so much more to come with this, and I'm just super excited. Now, from a TA point of view, let's have a look. We'll go as far as the 4 hour. Yes, we have broken below my trusty diagonal line. So, you know, we'll see what happens here. Is it just a wick? I mean, it's up and down around it all day. It's previous resistance and support here. You could argue there's support and resistance here. So there's a few levels to watch. I just marked these wicks and candles over here before it started the move down to see what kind of resistance we have up ahead. But again, we'll see. The app is out. It works. It's amazing. This is so undervalued. It's 2 million market cap. You know, maybe if you want, in the next video, I'll look at my price predictions for Depo. Anyone who follows my Twitter knows that I'm looking for $1 minimum, and it could go up to $3 without breaking too much of a sweat, and even higher, based on the tokenomics. So if anyone wants me to go through that, I will, and we'll do a proper price prediction video. So you know, these little moves down here don't really faze me at all. I've built a nice position in it, and if it dips, I'll add more. If it rockets, well, you know, great, we're all happy. So we'll just monitor this and see what happens. We'll check back in the next video. Transient are doing great things. You know, they've had some good YouTubers covering the product. The project is looking brilliant. I mean, the esports and all of that stuff is just amazing. So you know, I'm super bullish on this, and I might do a deep dive in a later video. But for now, we're just going to look at the price. So you know, you'll see that I've got a measured move here of 41%. So I basically just took where the price entered the ascending triangle as about 40%, give or take. So we can probably adjust this here. You know, you know, you can see there straight away. Let's see, so we know it's 40%. If you look on the price gauge there on the right hand side, it's coming in at about 23 cents. So I'm looking for this to move up to 23% fairly quickly. Bulkowski says that most of these ascending triangles move by the 64% mark, which I did say. I think I tweeted saying this will move by the 2nd of November. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the initial move is I'm thinking 23 cent. But again, it's a small market cap token. So these daily moves are not what we're here for. The likes of Transient and Depo are gonna run. So again, that was the main thing I wanted to look at here. I'm gonna deep dive into it probably in a later video, and we'll check back in on the price. So then to move on to the final thing that I wanted to look at was NFT. So one that I got into and I've been watching for a while was Stimaze. So it's AI generated art based on work by Henry Matisse. They're having a drop later. They're announcing the drop today, and anyone who owns something from Collection 1, so we'll look at the roadmap. Anyone who owns Collection 1 has an allocation for Collection 2. So there's 333 pieces in Collection 1, which means there's only 111 left to the public who don't already own one. So I picked one up recently because firstly I love the look of them, and I was gutted that I didn't get in earlier, to be honest. So I made the jump. I've got in, and I'm looking forward to Collection 2. And if you read then through the roadmap, basically so there you go. Holders of Stimaze Collection 2 to be announced, and Collection 3 will be able to mint their characters for free. So there's a whole roadmap here that it's definitely worth looking into, where if you hold all three, you get access to the profile picture collection, which again is all come soon. So it's a great project. Lot of big people involved with it, and I'm really looking forward to the drop this week. So if go and check them out. The floor price at the minute is 2.85. 2.85 ETH. I really don't think it's going to stay that. I mean, if you look here, all of a sudden there's about 4, 8, 12, 16. Within 16 sales, you're up at a floor price of 7, 20, 24 sales. I mean, and there you go. The people don't want to sell these. They're going to do really well, I think. And likewise, the community is great in the Discord. Really active community. Excuse me. And from what I'm seeing with the way this first project has gone, I can only imagine the second and third are going to be really sought after. It's going to be a cool collection to have all three and the profile picture. So pop by the Stimaze website, stimaze.com. Have a look and see what you think yourself. And because I just think they're really cool. So that's it for today. As I said, if you like the content, subscribe to the YouTube channel, give the Twitter a like, tweet and a follow, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks.